Alrighty, I have a new project I've been working on. It's called a Banzai amplifier. It's designed to use with an iPod or a CD player, DVD player, and it allows you to amplify the signal in case you're using larger headphones where the headphones wouldn't be powered well enough with just a basic iPod. These are great little amps. You can get them on eBay. They cost approximately somewhere between $15 and $20 without the shipping. There is one mod that I want to mention today. That's why I'm making this video. And if you buy one of these amps, you'll know what I'm talking about. The instructions here asks you to use these jumper pins. It's actually two jumper pins that are together in this position here and also this position here. And then what they want you to do is then solder these caps on the tops of these two pins. And then they want you to wrap the wire around the pins as well and solder it. Well, the problem with that is that these pins are not the best to solder. They're set in plastic. And they also make the caps stick up too far. It makes it very difficult to bend them over when you want to mount them in your can. The can that everybody's using for these are the Altoid Mints can. And I came up with a couple of good solutions with that, and that's what I'm going to discuss on this video. If you can see the caps here, I have protective wire on the caps right here. It's just basically the plastic covering off another wire, and what I did is I just made it so it insulates the caps. And what I do is I'm having the caps go directly to the board, and I'm soldering them onto the board instead of soldering the jumper pins first and then soldering the caps on top of the jumper pins. And instead of soldering the wires onto the jumper pins and the caps as they suggest in the instructions, what I did was I used these reserve holes. These are holes that they're not really using at all. They're right here, 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 and also on the other side here. The reserve holes are just empty holes that are not designed to be used for anything. So what I did was I soldered the wires into those holes right here, and then I ran the jumper wires from here to the bottom of the caps. I did the red section on this side, and I did the black section on this side. Those are your negatives, and this is your positives. The wire is the wire that I used that came with the kit. Now what I also did is, if you look at the 9-volt terminals here, these are plastic. They're from Radio Shack. They cost approximately $3. You get 5 of them in a package. But instead of using the vinyl ones that they give you, which are really very flimsy, it's not the fault of the people who make the amp. It's just the fact that these 9-volt vinyl terminal leads are very cheap and kind of crappy. But anyway, this worked out a lot better. And then what this allows you to do is allows you to bend both caps, as you can see, to the left if you're facing the amp. This gives you plenty of clearance, and it also allows you to have clearance on your biasing jumper pins that are on the board already. And it keeps it clear of the Japan Radio op amp, dual op amp, which is actually pretty good. The sound on these is surprisingly good. I'm told that the distortion is 0.001, and they sound very good. But if you decide to build one of these, definitely solder the caps in. And if you notice also, if you can see the two stripes, the negative caps face the front of the amp or the knob. You do have to make sure you get your orientation correct on these, because it won't work if you don't. But surprisingly, for a very reasonable sum of money, they sound actually pretty good. You would be hard pressed to even collect the parts to build one of these for yourself. I've done it already a couple times. I've built a few of my own, and the parts actually cost quite a bit of money in comparison to what the kit costs. It gives you, they have a Taiwanese Alps dual potentiometer here, some Nicholson, I believe the Nicholson caps, and comes with the Japan Radio op amp, dual op amp, along with the 2 jacks and it's a good little unit. But if you do build one of these, definitely go with the mods on the bottom here. It makes it a lot more streamlined, and it just allows it to fit in the can a lot better. I just wanted to point that out because some people might follow the instructions, and it's a little tedious to solder those wires and the leads for the capacitors onto those jumper pins. So that's pretty much it for now. Take care.